morning again. We are on episode number 12. This is the Yes Way Jose program, and good morning to everybody. Again, obviously, I'm the greatest and latest host of the program, Jose. Well, first of all, we've got a good guest for you today. We're going to have some fun with her today. But we just always like to start off with a few things, kind of like a grocery list. We have an email address.
Oh, yeah, yeswayjosemail@gmail.com.
Yeah, see, and again, for everybody that knows this show, we have one of our folks not here.
Yeah, I was about to say, we usually start the show by playing the game Where's Eli?
Yeah,
right?
It's like Where's Waldo? Is that kind of what we do? Just kind of figure out where this guy goes. I mean, does he understand that actually in life you have to work full-time to get things in life?
I don't think so, yeah. He just turned 18.
Yeah.
Did you know that last weekend he turned 18?
And again, where's he at right now? He's at
the lake.
Yeah. Well, listen, when he understands he has his own house payment, he's not going to be able to do that lake thing as much as he wants to. So I know where he's right now. He still thinks that this whole Gaga Ball thing and his notoriety with that's going to get him somewhere.
He thinks it's going to work out.
It's not going to pay the bills. I know that they won the national championship on Gaga Ball. Yeah,
really?
But, the biggest thing is about us is that right now, I think we should ask more for sponsorship for the program.
Yeah, I think so too. Right now, our check that we're getting is pretty low. It's zero. So
zero is not very good.
It's not very good.
Yeah, it's not helping our program.
No.
Because I need more makeup for this. Now we're doing videos. I need makeup.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure we get that taken care of. I need that in my new contract.
Yeah.
Can you work that out for me?
I'll try. I'm not going to make any promises.
Well, good morning to everybody. Obviously, the biggest thing is school started, all right? We got school started now, so everybody needs to be careful on the roads. I mean, it's kind of our PSA. We want to make sure people know that right now with school, and please be careful. Keep eyes and ears. Watch what's going on. Obviously, with school buses and a lot of car riders, that people just need to be a little courteous with each other. A little bit of patience. So school started. Please be there. I'm excited for the kids. My family, I have 7 grandkids. I've got them all in school now. I got the youngest one, Miss Hollandy. She is actually going to be in Mother's Day out 2 days. So you know what that means? Mom gets reprieve.
Right.
So we're pretty excited about that. But anyway, it's all good stuff. It's a good time of the year. It's fall. We've got some different events coming up. But I think for us, basically, it's kind of this month is to kind of get settled back in, get back into our fall routines. And then I think, and I'm going to Yellowstone.
Oh, is that where you're going?
Yeah, so we're going to be doing that. I'll talk more about that. It's been a couple of our different episodes.
I'm
I
jealous.
think the part for me, you can be jelly all you want to. We'll tell you.
Yeah, I've never been.
We'll tell you about our celebrity guest. Obviously, if you're watching the video, you can kind of see that she is on the program already, and you kind of know. So it's not like a secret thing we did before we did the videos.
I could probably blur her face out.
Let's not do that to her. But anyway, so listen, today, obviously, we've got a guest that we just like to say good morning to, Miss Anita Stump. She is it's like the Empress of the Chamber of Bullitt County. What is the title again?
I like
Good
that,
morning.
Empress. Good morning. It's CEO. Good morning.
There you go.
There you go. We want to make sure they can hear you really good.
All right.
So Empress of Bullitt County Chamber.
I mean, we
can change it.
Yeah, let's
Get
change
you some
it.
business cards, and we'll fix that up. And then,
Yeah.
I think I'm king of Shepherdsville or something like that. I went from mayor to king. Yeah, I just decided.
Your Highness.
Yeah, no, that could go in a wrong way real fast. We do try to keep at least some kind of family atmosphere on this program. But anyway, so Anita, listen, I know most people know you. You do quite a bit in this community. Just want you to introduce yourself, talk about the chamber a little bit, and then we just want people to know what you're doing, all the fun things you're doing. So again, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. First of all, thank you for having me on here today. So yes, my name is Anita Stump. I'm the CEO of the Bullitt County Chamber. Of course, we can change my title to Empress. I do like that.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's
Or
got a nice
Queen. Queen. Chamber Queen.
Queen at Bullitt County Chamber.
Yeah.
People address you just going right, Yas, Queen. Wait, is that what they do? That's what my wife does all the time.
I don't.
I'm like, what are you saying?
No. I think we'll just Queen is a clean title.
Yeah.
I think we can get away with that one. So,
Yeah.
So what did you do? What do you do here in the community?
Okay, well, let's start by, I'll tell you the mission of the chamber, and that is to connect members, empower businesses to strengthen our community. In large part, that's what we do. We connect member to member, business to business, to strengthen our community. So we do a lot of networking events. A lot of people have the misconception that the chamber is what brings the businesses to the community, but that's not us. That's economic development. The chamber keeps them here. We are. If you've seen one chamber, you've seen one chamber. That's another and we have Jefferson County, of course, they're right next door, and they have a ton of chambers in Jefferson County, but we are the only Bullitt County chamber. And if you've been, we have a lot of our members are members of some of the Jefferson County chambers, GLI. You've got St. Matthews, J-Town, Middletown. There's a bunch of them, and we share a lot of members. But we all offer different things. Like our chamber does more networking events, and we are like some of my big goals for this year is to have a military hiring academy and a fair chance academy. Okay. And those are programs through the Kentucky State Chamber.
So explain that, fair chance. What does that mean?
Okay, so the Fair Chance Academy is a program through the Kentucky Workforce Academy or program, the Kentucky Chamber. And it is, businesses can go, and they'll take, each cohort takes like 30 businesses. So I actually have a meeting with them next week, and Bullitt County will be offering a cohort probably in October because September is right around the corner and it is a packed month for us. But it'll be a one-day training where businesses can actually, they'll get certified on how they can become a second chance employer.
Oh, okay.
So this program basically bridges the gap between businesses who need employees and recovering.
We see that. So I got a couple of observations. I've been a member from, this is I think my fourth year. First part of it being an individual, and then obviously being now with the city. The thing that I'll say for you guys, it's a great networking. You guys have what I call a friendly atmosphere. There's just a lot of connection. You guys do a great job. A lot of good folks in this thing. And you're right. The whole piece with the Louisville is because some of these businesses are in Louisville. And as we grow, we need these services, and some of them we have in town, and some of them we don't. So we're always looking for the very best services from these companies, and we've got some good partnerships. So I think it is a good thing to be involved with some other chambers. But we really have a coalition here. I think that you guys have a lot of fun with, and I think that part is great. I think your other observation that you made about what the chamber does, I think the biggest thing is as the economic grows in there, we want people to kind of almost use the chamber as kind of like the first interview of Bullitt County. Like, hey, come to a chamber luncheon and kind of meet some folks and see how that networking goes and how we all support each other, right? Because that's the one thing I see. When I go see everybody, we try to introduce every new vendor, new business that wants to come to Bullitt County. We all get to meet them. You guys take them around, introduce them to everybody, so they feel like they're in an environment that they can actually co-op with everybody. So
right.
I think that's a big piece that you guys do, and I think it says a lot about you and what you do with the folks you got. I mean, it takes a lot of good people to do anything.
Right.
So our community's full of good people, and we see a lot of them in the chamber. So I think that piece is good. Going to the labor piece, we are trying to look at all aspects of trying to meet our demands, and our demands are going to get bigger and bigger. We look at the next 5, 10, 20 years here, Bullitt County is going to explode with growth, from a housing standpoint and businesses, and we see that because we're obviously doing a lot here in Shepherdsville. But what we want to make sure is how do we make that transition in a way that we actually have the services and have the people to perform those services. So I guess that's the challenge, right? You're talking about these programs.
Yes, it is. That's the reason that I'm so excited about having this Fair Chance Academy. And then I'm hoping that before the end of the year, I'll even be able to squeeze in the Military Hiring Academy also, because that program will actually take these people that are leaving the service or they're retiring and help them find employment back in the civilian, So I don't have as much information on that program yet, but those are the two things that when we went to Small Business Day at the Capitol, and that's something else that a lot of chamber members don't even realize that we do. We take a group of members every year to the Capitol for Small Business Day at the Capitol.
Yeah.
But that was the two things that I walked away from there that day thinking, okay, I definitely want to have these two programs in Bullitt County because I want our chamber to be known for helping our workforce. So that's two ways that we can do that. And talking about the connections, that, a lot of time when people say, what is your title? What do you do? Even though my title is the CEO or the Queen, the Chamber Queen.
Commerce Queen.
Commerce Queen. I like it. Really, I'm a connector. That's, that in large part, that's what I do. I mean, I have a great staff team, Kara and Kaylee. They do an amazing job. My job is to connect. That's, and I had a Jefferson County. I was at an event at the Better Business Bureau in Jefferson County, and I had a member that a prospect member, I believe he was, and prospect chamber. And I mentioned, Bullitt County to him, and he just kind of, he didn't come to Bullitt County. This wasn't his area. But
prospect
but,
out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's, I invited him. I said, you just need to come out. I mean, look, I-65 runs right through our county,
right.
And I told him, I said, we have so much growth, and his business is commercial roofing. I said, you need to be in my county.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Now he is. He was at my luncheon yesterday, and he's doing some work for you now. I'm talking about Chris Daly, Roof Tech.
He does work here. I was the point you made earlier. You mentioned we were talking about this. We've had a couple conversations about this. Is where that chamber part fits as far as the recruiting piece. I think you're right about economic development, but I think you started coming to some of these meetings that we have for economic development. I think that partnership needs to strengthen.
I agree.
think if we're going to look at bringing people here, I think that these businesses need to see this piece, the chamber piece, of how they get supported by that, always looking at the workforce, and how do we get you connected, right? Because again, like you mentioned, just with Chris, a good guy, but we need to be able to make more of those connections, because that connection between the chamber and the economic development helps us send that message to economic development. Hey, these are the things that we need. As we move forward, we have a number of certain services, but none of another. I always use like the bowling alley, right? That's a great one. An indoor gun range, better shopping, better full service restaurants. When we start thinking like that about how we're going to grow in our community, that's the piece. So between chamber and the economic, working together, talking to each other, is going to give us a better idea that we can have our economic development group help find those pieces that we need. Because remember, and you'll hear this in a lot of our podcasts, we talk a lot about you're able to do. You can live here, work here, and play here 75% to 80% of your life. That's a win. That's a big win in this day's economy. Where you got to go, your time's valuable, and obviously the fuel's valuable too. I mean, obviously the cost of gas. So when you think about things that you do, that's that connection piece that I think the chamber has. And I think we are well on our way for certain things. I think you got some good foundations. I just think you've got a good group of people. I really do. I think everybody that I meet through the chamber, always welcome, always really just good after a very positive outlook. So I think it says something about the Queen. Something about the Queen. Hey, so do just a little light note, because we throw these things out there. Do you know anything about Gaga Ball?
I don't. You mentioned that with Eli a while ago. If you tell me if I'm wrong, is it like a big round pit thing, and you hit each other with a ball?
So I'm going to show you. Well, now when we get in there, I'm going to hit you with a ball. That's how that works.
I'm not getting in the pit with you, Jose.
So let me explain. So the Gaga Ball, for everybody, and one more disclaimer for everybody here, just so you all know, everything that we talk about on the Gaga Ball is just for fun. When we talk about actually,
what he didn't what?
No, I don't want to break everybody's heart here, but Eli is just a part-time guy on this podcast. He goes
part-time.
He just quit his job. He's going to UPS, and good luck to him. I think he's got a good education plan, so he's going to do well. But in all fairness to everybody on this program, Gaga Ball and everything we've talked about it's not true. It's not true. Yeah. So we had actually the Queen of Chamber thinking that we're actually talking about Gaga Ball in the sense of having a program. I think I had somebody ask me.
She was like, "Oh, national champions, huh?"
Yeah. And it's funny because we were talking about, somebody asked me, I had somebody in the office ask me, this is so funny, that, hey, is there going to be an indoor Gaga Ball court? Yeah. For 1,236 people. That's a no. We're going to put some nice pickleball courts in the city park. But anyway, so Gaga Ball is a great young sport. I mean, it's like dodgeball, but it's basically in a pit. It's a 24-foot diameter pit, and it has like a 2-foot wall all around it, and all the kids get inside. And the game is played by, you don't throw it. You use your hand to hit it to try to hit somebody, and you have to hit them below the knee. So if you hit them below the knee, if the ball touches them below the knee, they're out. Like dodgeball. It's the same concept as dodgeball, but you don't throw it. You're inside the pit. And for the kids, Travis, I think they love it. It's a great game. I am seriously, we mentioned an adult version of that last episode, but we want people to have fun with that, and having that in the park is going to be fun. So we're going to teach you, Queen of Chamber, how to play Gaga Ball.
I'll be the referee. Is there a referee?
There's no referee. You're going to play, and we'll do it, and we'll have some fun with it. But I think it'd be really a lot of fun for everybody on this episode. That why don't we just have a bunch of adults learning how to play the game, because kids love it. I mean, they really do.
I guess kids aren't as violent as they used to be, because whenever I was in school, we were playing dodgeball and trying
dodgeball.
to kill each other.
Oh no, and it was great because there was somebody that you really didn't like.
Yeah,
and then
Yeah.
they were against you. In
or
dodgeball.
somebody that you did like. That was the thing. Like you know, your friend, you'd be like, it's coming right at your nose.
I usually went for the ones I didn't like.
I'd go for both.
You go for both?
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's Gaga Ball. It's really kind of, and I encourage people to see what it is, because I can tell you, kids love it, and we're going to try to do everything we can to put them in different places in the community. When we put playgrounds, we're going to put a Gaga Ball court there because they just love a game. So do a little research on it. We'll do a pop quiz next time we have you on the program, Miss Anita.
Okay. It sounds like it might require fast reflexes.
Yes, a little bit.
Maybe just a little.
Just a little bit. I don't know.
I mean, unless you want to be the first one out.
Yeah. I don't even want to get in.
You could be the first sacrificial lamb and just be like,
They're going to need her. She's down.
yeah.
Get her off the court. So with that said, I mean, obviously, with Chamber and what you guys do, you obviously, we work with, we talk about like American Legion, we talk about Active Heroes, trying to work more with the VFW, trying to work with some of these organizations that work with our military. And you mentioned about the workforce. You know, obviously the folks, we have Fort Knox real close to us. So we have to understand that. I don't want to get too much into the traveling wall. It was a great experience for the community. But again, it helps us remind us that our veterans are still out there. And whether it's just needing mental health, any kind of therapy that they may need, or even just an opportunity to get back in the workforce, to be a productive member of society. We're hoping that always in our chamber that we're always looking for that. What do you consider some of the challenges for the chamber? I mean, what's kind of one of the big obstacles you have?
Making every member aware of what actually is available. A lot of people think that they join the chamber and their door's just going to start flying open, cash register is going to start dinging, and things are just going to start magically happening. And it doesn't work that way. I mean, in 6.5 years, we've grown from 287 members to 616.
That's outstanding.
And
that's really good.
Yeah.
there are 3 of us. So you take 616 members, 3 staff, and each of those memberships have multiple reps on them. So there's thousands of people that we touch. But they don't all come to events. They don't all get involved. But by joining the chamber, their name's on the website, it's on the directory, and when somebody calls for a referral, we refer chamber members. So that's great, but we want people to understand that we have opportunities for them. You know, people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. So if they're not showing up and meeting people and putting themselves out there, I mean, we're going to market them as much as we can, but we need them to be involved also.
Yeah, it's just an intro, right? It's just to get you into a kind of a networking system.
Yeah.
And then you've got to do the networking.
But there's so much more, and Kara does a great job. She does a membership orientation, and you don't even have to be a new member to go through that. But there's so much more to a chamber membership than just even coming to the networking events. There's, you have your chamber member profile where there's a plethora of information on there. You can put your job announcements out there. You can put press releases out there.
But she used plethora. Make sure Eli knows that means a lot. She's a big word.
He won't know what it means.
Sure. I mean, good.
He asks me what things mean all the time.
Yeah.
I'll say things and be like, "What's that mean?"
Is that 3 syllables on that word? Yeah, that's a lot.
I forget how much younger he is than me, so I'm like, sometimes I'm just like, well, I guess you just haven't heard that word yet. I guess.
Just so you know, this is what he gets for not being on the show. If you're not here,
You get picked on.
You get picked. Well, he gets picked on. He's here too, but it's worse when he's not here. So I just want you to know that. But anyway, proceed with the plethora.
Okay, the plethora of information. Anyway, so you have that. It's like a whole other website for your business. There's all kinds of things you can put out there. And we do our Tune In Tuesday, Kara does, and we talk about, so if you have a job posting, we're going to mention that on Tune In Tuesday. So there's lots of other things that we do for you other than just have networking events, because I know I said we do a lot of networking, but I don't want people to think that that's all we do are networking events. Yeah, we do a lot of networking events and we have fun. We're good at it. But there's so much more to a chamber membership than networking events. And also having a chamber membership, you have a ton of discount opportunities. There are, Office Max. I think it might actually be Office Depot.
That's okay.
Yeah.
The Queen is allowed to make the Queen.
Check the website.
Check the website, bullittchamber.org. Member.
There you go. See,
member
got a
benefits.
plug for the website.
Yeah, but I mean, you can get discounts on your health insurance. There's just so much available to members, and we have member-to-member discounts. So.
Well, I wanted to, another thing, because I'm always thinking about what it's going to look like, the 5 and 10, 20-year plan. One of the things is that we had Dr. Jesse Bacon in the last episode. We talked a lot about getting kids really focused on, even at a middle school level, right, to get focused on what they would do for their lives. And there's some great experiences they've got a great program. So I guess my question is, in looking at the membership, it looks like it's a lot of local folks. Do we work with like some of the bigger organizations in town? I know JOM is a great one. I mean, Chris and his group does awesome. And I get a cheap plug. Chris, you owe me $20 for that. So, but I mean, with that said, we do have some, but we don't have others. And again, when people look at the workforce, I'm thinking job fair and how does the chamber help the business to work with the schools and kind of say, hey, we need 10 welders, right, for the next 2 years. Maybe we can go to the school together, the company and chamber, go to the school and say, hey, guys, we want to talk to you about this. I'm not sure if you're interested. I'm thinking like that all the time because, again, it goes back to if we provide the right kind of employment for you here, you stay here, you live here. And guess what? Yes. We would like to see our community grow, not at any kind of major city but we'd like to see it grow in a way that it supplies the businesses a great number of customers to visit their businesses here and also have some of that staffing taken care of. So growing a little bit is going to be good for us. We have a certain plan for that. It's not going to be large. It's not going to be 100,000 people in Shepherdsville. But we do want to see it grow in a way that actually supplements not only the consumer-based part, but actually the employment part of it. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know where that's at. I don't know all the members of those 600 members, but I do know that if there's a way to work with those Walmarts and for the Amazons and the Magnus Seating and Best Buy, we don't know how to work with them to show them that we have very good potential employees for you. How do we do that? Is there any thoughts to that?
Yes. First of all, let me say that we do have some of those larger businesses. Unfortunately, a lot of them are not super involved. But, they're not going to be the ones that are coming. They're not joining to come to our monthly luncheon. They're not coming to after hours events. That's not why they join. Those larger businesses, they want to join for things like this Fair Chance Academy, this stuff. Right. That's the reason I want to start delving more into some of the stuff that I can do through the Kentucky Chamber. And that's, we pay a membership to the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. We are a member of the Kentucky Chamber, just like the city is a member of the Bullitt County Chamber. They have a ton of resources, just like we have resources for our members. The Kentucky Chamber has resources for us. That's the things that I need, that my goal for this year and, the next few years is offering more of those services, being a better advocate for our members, knowing what's going on at a state level and even a federal level. Obviously, I think we do a pretty good job of what's going on at a local level, but our bigger box businesses, they want to know what bills are going on, what's happening right now that's going to affect their business. So that's where our chamber needs to grow. And I feel like now, it's taken me 6.5 years, but I feel like the team that we have right now and the pattern that we have going has put me in a position where I am able to get out there in the community more and get to Frankfort more, work with the Kentucky State Chamber more, and be more of an advocate for our businesses. Because like I said, those larger box businesses, they're not joining to come to our networking events and the things that we're currently doing. So that I'm hoping is going to grow. Now, to tie that into education and Bullitt County Public Schools, I don't know. I have not got to listen to the entire podcast yet.
We're going to put her in timeout for that.
I know. I was listening. I was listening to it on my way in.
Did you know what show she was coming on?
I don't know. Apparently not.
What's the name of the show?
Yes Way Jose.
And who's the guest?
Jose.
And she just said she didn't listen to the show?
Yeah, she didn't listen to Jose.
That's what I heard.
I started it.
Okay, that's not acceptable here on the program.
She turned it on and she said, "No way."
I'm going to blame it.
I see. And then so listen, sun was in my eyes. I tripped over red grass. We don't take excuses.
Hey, I'm going to blame it on Courtney Burden.
Oh no, we don't do that.
She called me as I was in the middle of listening to it this morning. So, and then I had to get ready to come over here. So anyway,
we'll vote on that later.
But I did get started, and I loved what I saw so far.
So what I wanted, the reason why I said that question specifically, I want the audience to know. these are kind of things that you guys are working on as we continue to grow as a chamber, because it's always like, what have you done for me lately?
Right.
Everybody.
Well,
it's not just, it's the city, it's the chamber, it could be any agency. It's what, and I want people to know that you are working and looking at this, at those mass staffing needs that are going to be here over the next 5-10 years because of that growth in the city and in the county.
And the reason I mentioned the podcast with Jesse is because I don't know if he mentioned anything about it, but Dr. Barger is working on a program right now. And I don't want to steal anybody's thunder.
No, that's what we were just talking about.
Okay. So with that, I will be heavily involved in that program with them and working to get our businesses. Yeah. So
Jesse, if she had got to the part of the show, she would have listened all the way through. She would have actually heard Dr. Jesse Bacon talk about that program. But it's okay.
Okay. Yeah. Well, after
time out,
this,
5 minutes.
Didn't make it very far, huh? I think that was like 10 minutes in.
I wonder how it would sound if I give you a big old raspberry right here in the microphone.
I can mute you.
Hey, so with everything going on, I think people just need to know that we're all working behind the scenes to continue to grow our community, having job opportunities that really fit what they need for their lives, being successful, starting their family, and then having what we call all the different activities and fun things you can do in the city. So a lot of things are coming over the next couple of years. Everybody knows about the park, aquatic center and all that fun stuff, and the park plans and the town square, but they don't know what else is coming because a lot of private people are talking to us now, and we can't get into that. But that's always going to tie into you, because we want to make sure they're coming and talking to us. We'll introduce you, and when they're wanting to make it public, you're going to be one of the first people I'm going to call. Hey, say we got somebody we want you to know, because that's going to be the exciting piece that's coming into the play. But a lot of it's confidential when it first starts, because obviously not getting it out in the public until it's actually officially that they're coming, because that skews kind of what happens with properties, and I don't want to get into all the dull stuff here. But it's important for people to know, and you are obviously our spokesperson for talking about new businesses coming. You guys do a great job. I think you guys do a wonderful job supporting small business. You really do.
Thank you.
I think every one of your members always tries to find a way. If that's not even something that they want, they go visit and see if that. I love that attitude. Just with the last few ones we've done, I think everybody's trying to work through that. And obviously the one that with the Salt River Mental Health, I think that's a really big deal. I mean, I think those kind of services are important to our society. Especially in our community, we're looking for answers. We want to be problem solvers with some of the social issues we see. So a lot of good stuff going here. Lighten up a little bit. We don't have, not talking about a lot of things that are coming up. You have some different events. We have, next month, we have our food truck invasion. We're going to have that. That's always a fun time. And then right now, going into October, we got Oktoberfest. We got our Spooktacular, a fundraiser for the school system. But it's a great time for all of us adults to dress up and sing and dance.
I was going to say, are we going to mention the shirt you're wearing?
I want everybody to see my Beetlejuice shirt on today. I'm a big Beetlejuice fan. I don't know how many people love it, but I love that show, and I dressed up Beetlejuice a lot. I did it even during the campaign.
Well, and that's actually, I didn't expect this shirt. I expected your black and white shirt. When you told me that you were going to wear your Beetlejuice shirt.
I'm wearing this one today, but if you've ever been on my Facebook page, I've got all kinds of Beetlejuice stuff out there, because I had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
Isn't there for your daughter joke? I can do the voice. I have a lot of fun with it, but I think it's a great time of the year. We kind of get in that fall mode a little bit.
Isn't there a second Beetlejuice coming out?
Yes, and I think it's in September.
Okay, I was about to say, I knew it was soon.
Mm-hmm. So obviously we're excited about our community, right? You're the county aspect of it, but obviously me being in the city, but we're always rooting for the county, because whatever's in the county is a service that we have for everybody that lives here in Shepherdsville too. So we always look at it like that. There's a partnership with our business world, the rest of the governments, with the municipalities here. I think the thing for people wanting to know more, obviously to reach out to you guys, go to your webpage. You want to tell us what that webpage is?
Yes, bullittchamber.org. Bullittchamber.org. And if you
I'll put it in the description too.
Oh, thank you. And if you click on
He's not normally that nice. You just got lucky. It's a Friday. He's up. He's alive and awake.
Yeah, I'm not at work today. That's what it really is.
That's what it is.
But definitely, I would love for the listeners to go to bullittchamber.org and click on our event calendar and look at all the upcoming events. All of our member events are on the calendar. Chamber events are highlighted in blue. So if there's anything specific that you're looking for, anything that I mentioned today, because I'm getting ready to mention some, they will be highlighted in blue. But we have our first responder luncheon coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I won't be in town because you know where I'm going to be?
Yellowstone?
Yellowstone. I hate missing that. I really.
Yeah.
That's one of the most wonderful events all year long. It kind of
Yeah.
gets in that Vietnam Wall.
Yeah.
It just gives us a chance to remember we have a lot of very special people taking care of us.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite too. And it's actually an award-winning event for us. We have an opportunity every year to apply for awards through our state chamber. And I'm happy to say the last couple of years we've won 2 or 3 awards every year. And we did win last year. We won on our first responder luncheon. But that is going to be on September the 12th. It's at the Paracut Springs Conference Center. It's 11 to 1. It's $30, and we invite, for those who do not know anything about our first responder luncheon, we invite all the first responders in the county, all of them, and we do not charge them. We ask our members to sponsor. So that's something that we're very proud of. And sometimes it's hard because you've got that room full of all these responders, and it's just such a meaningful day.
It is.
And then all of a sudden, you'll hear pagers going off, and a whole group of them will just have to get up and run because
I've had that happen.
Yeah, they, so we try to honor them that day, and they love to come and be honored, but then sometimes they don't get to stay for the whole luncheon. And then I also want to mention our Women in Business Luncheon is actually going to be before the First Responder Luncheon. That is September the 6th, also from 11 to 1, and we're actually doing that this year at the Active Heroes Retreat.
Oh, cool.
So I'm super excited about that because I love to get people out there. I love Active Heroes and what they do out there, and I just think it's a beautiful facility out there. And this year, we're going to our Women in Business Luncheon, we're going to have a panel of speakers, and our theme is pumpkin spice and business advice.
Oh.
So,
Sounds about right.
yeah.
Yes, queen.
And our presenting sponsor is Jim Beam.
Oh,
there you go.
So,
Pour a little of that in your coffee. Your pumpkin spice.
that'd be a
hey,
lunch.
yeah, I mean, have you ever had bourbon cream? Yeah.
Spiked. Spice
Somebody spiked.
And then the last thing that I will mention is our 4th annual Chamber Day at the Races.
Again, I'm going to miss that one too.
No. Last year I was sick. I missed last year.
It was. It's a great. Again, it's very unique in that one. Like the golf scramble is a lot of just fun and kind of high fiving and just enjoying each other's company. There's actually serious business things go on with the Churchill Downs one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting there and I've met some different folks that we've started talking about things we're doing in the city. It's really a great venue. Obviously, I don't want any money on the horses, just, Travis.
Do you mean business stuff doesn't happen on the night hikes that you guys do? I saw that one. I was like, you guys are doing a business thing and a night hike?
I won't be there for that.
Well,
that's an ooh.
How do you network when you're tripping over roots?
Yeah, I have not
Anita went down.
I have not done the night hike. This year,
Who came up with that?
There's less people
it's
when you get out.
It's awesome.
Okay. I believe I'm not saying
you get out. There was 13 people when you started. There's 11 when you get out.
Yeah. I'm going to Yellowstone. We're going to be walking everywhere. So I get the part of it. Walking. I just don't, I guess we should, do we have to do some kind of agility course before they can let you go on the hike? I mean, just make sure you're able. I'm with Travis.
Don't the spiders build webs at night? Aren't you just walking into webs all the time?
It was a firefly hike around the lake.
Oh, okay.
So was it, so I mean, that was the
so
whole point of it.
It wasn't like in the woods.
Is that considered,
No.
Oh, okay.
Is that considered lighting for the thing, having a fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes more
you all
sense.
are fired. Let me finish.
That makes more sense. I thought that you were just like walking through one of like the wooded trails, and I was like, that would be terrible.
I thought the same.
I was like, I'm not going to that one.
Yeah. No.
Miss Queen, would you please finish?
Okay, so last thing about the day at the races, we're doing it on the 5th floor this year. So it's the finish line. You'll actually be looking straight down over the finish line. And then on the back side of the balcony that we're on, you overlook the new paddock area. So I'm super excited. Yeah. Tickets are $70 this year. But we have that finish line room on the 5th floor to ourselves.
Oh, cool. That's where the action happens.
Yeah. So I'm super excited about that. And I know I said that was the last thing I was going to mention, but I want to mention this because you've asked me about it several times. The Pioneer News and the Chamber usually try to get together and do a forum. So we're looking at October. I know you had talked about September, but we're looking at we're tentatively October 3rd. It will be the first.
For everybody on this podcast. It is we've been discussing to make sure we want people engaged in the electric election process.
The electric
The
process.
electric election process.
I just,
Say that
I just
7 times.
had a vision of him doing the electric slide.
I can do that.
It's electric.
I can do that. So the biggest thing is we want people to really be engaged in that. Know who's running. Know what they voted for if they're on the council now. So we're always encouraging people to come to these venues, ask some questions. We want you to know who's out there. We're trying to be very transparent of everything we're doing currently, and we're pretty excited about all that. But we need people to know that as this city grows, it has to grow with the kind of folks that are going to be on the council and on fiscal court and on the school board and on any planning and zoning. I mean, economic development. These are all very important things that people need to be more engaged with. And we see some of that because it's infringing on some of their properties, so you see them engaged there. But that's not the only reason why you should be engaged in this process. You need to know what's going on in your community. It's really important for you to get the facts. I've been saying this a lot lately. Feelings and opinions, they're yours. They're not the facts. And I think for me to say that is to make sure that people understand we'll deal with the facts. And we'll try to make we want to make a win-win with everybody that lives in our community, in this county. We are going to grow. We see that. We have a lot of good people doing a lot of good things, and people go, hey, why not Bullitt County? Why not Shepherdsville? So with that said, I think the biggest thing is we're going to continue this stuff. I appreciate that you guys are working together to try to put something together. I think it'd be great. I think it'd be a fun venue. And I think for everybody else, you just got to do your research. If you really want to find out who's going to be representing you at any of these different agencies, get involved. Again, we always talk about voting. We always make that big point because we've had some very low numbers of folks voting. And I encourage people to get out and vote. Please.
Yeah.
Just one time, though. Just one time. I didn't say vote 3 times, but one time.
When and where was that, the forum?
Well, we're still working the details out, but we're hoping for the first week of October. We're looking at October the 3rd, but that's not set in stone yet. So but within the next 2 weeks, we'll have more information out about it.
Yeah. So one of the things that we have, that Nita and I we got the disclaimer, we are friends. I'm friends with the Queen. I'm friends with the Queen. I'm gonna say that. And so since we've been kind of hanging out together, she knows what we're going to end the show with. She knows.
I do.
I don't even have to. I had to rehearse Dr. Jesse Bacon, but he did a great job with that. He did a really good job doing it.
Yeah, he did.
So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and she's going to get it right. And we just want to say, first of all, thank you all for listening to us a little bit. We appreciate that. Again, always preface with any feedback is important to us. We want to make sure anything that you guys think out there. If you're just asking me to be prettier than I am, I can't do any better than I got. This is what I got, and it's not going to change. But Travis, we have an email address.
Yeah, that's yeswayjosemail@gmail.com.
Yeah. So I'm thinking right now, are we going to take Eli back?
I guess.
I think you should.
I guess.
Yeah, so we got
he
two
is
votes
he
for
is
him.
related to me.
Yeah, I mean that brother thing doesn't matter. That doesn't
I
matter.
guess.
Doesn't count. But anyway, so Eli, we miss you. I know you're doing something fun like on the lake. Yeah, but we don't care.
He's very sunburnt.
Yeah, he's probably just laying out there just getting fried.
Probably.
All right. Well, I hope he's having a good time. And also, Travis, thank you for everything you do on the program. And we always end the program lately with 1, 2, 3.
Love, peace, chicken grease.